So today I'll be building Domino's, but inside of its pizza box. So I'm practically going to be doing what I did with my Krispy Kreme video, but instead of the box being open, I'm gonna have it closed because I'm gonna make the logo on top of the box. And it seems like the base color of the Domino's box is all white. And then I'm gonna take a smooth cube and place it on top of the roof here. And it looks like the top part is red while the bottom part is blue. Now to create the white circles of the domino, I'm just gonna take cylinders and just resize them, and there we have the top of the Domino's box. And on the sides, I'm just gonna go ahead and place some windows so we can have some more natural lighting, and then we can have a door right in the center, and then we can just make this the same colors as Domino's. And then we can go ahead and add some wall trims to the side of the box here. And before I forget, I am gonna add a transparent cube so I can place a Domino's logo right here in the corner. And then I'm also gonna add one here above the door. Now I'm gonna go ahead and make the parking lot out of concrete and then the sidewall. And then we can use plain marking for the parking spot, horizontal cylinder, and then we can make these yellow. As for the side here, I feel like we should add an area for like the plants, and then we can fill this up with bushes along with these like baby ones. And then lastly, we can place a few trees. Here in the front, I was actually thinking about placing a custom sign and adding Domino's to it along with a few bushes to fill up the space. And then we can add this landscape lighting. Now that the gardening is finished, I do kind of want to add a bench at the front, and then we can also add a trash bin here in the corner. There we have the exterior of the Domino's. Now let's start on the inside. As you can tell, I went ahead and did the layout a little bit. So over here is going to be the bathrooms, the dining, and then of course the registers, and then the kitchen in the back. And honestly, I'm thinking of like a brick texture for like the dining area, and then here in the kitchen we can have like plaster, and then we can grab these wall trims, and then we'll just take some more wall trim. And as for the bathroom, we can have like a wood backsplash, and then we can go ahead and just finish it off with some wall trims. Add a few counters to finish off separating the dining room. The first area we're gonna start off is the bathroom. So I'm definitely thinking we can add like a little chair at the end here, and then add like a little pillow. That's ugly. We can add this plant here in the corner, and then we can place like a big painting at the end, and then we can add like a bench, and then we can add some frames, and then lastly we can add a carpet right here in the center. Now for the actual bathrooms, we can go ahead and place our sink and our other utilities. Since it's been November, I've been so excited for Christmas to the point where I really wish I can go ahead and start making Christmas videos, but unfortunately I am like quite literally forced to wait until the Christmas update drops due to the fact that I'm quite literally broke. And I'm not talking about money broke, I'm talking about inventory. It's giving dry. It's giving empty. It's giving bold. Obviously, whenever Halloween officially passes, my inventory will be filled. And the thing is, I have such a long list of ideas, especially ideas that y'all have literally gave me. Like, I genuinely don't know how I'm gonna fit all these ideas in 1 month. It's really not that bad because I get to spend it with you guys. So I think that's like, it's really nice. I've already spent my first Halloween with y'all, and now I'm gonna spend Christmas with y'all, and it's honestly so exciting. And then we can add a mirror in this corner along with a plant right next to it. Everything I've done to this bathroom, I'm just gonna mimic to the other one. Now for the dining room, we're gonna place this coffee table, and we're gonna treat this kinda like the table, and then we'll use these chairs, and then we'll add a few napkins and place them on the tables here, and then maybe even a few like pizza boxes, and then we'll copy this painting and put it in the back, and then above that we'll add a frame light. Now here for the entryway, we're definitely going to need a carpet. And now for the registers, I'm definitely thinking about adding like a self-ordering just by making it out of basic shapes, and then we'll just add this painting, and maybe we can make this blue. And then I was thinking we should add some pillars, and then we can make these different colors. And honestly, we can add a couple more of these chairs in here for people that are just waiting for their order, an end table in the middle with maybe some like newspapers on top of that. And now we can add our registers, and then maybe we can add a basic cube, size this down and make it white, and then grab 2 more basic cubes along with like a sphere.
You're so dumb. You are really dumb.
Boom. And then we'll place some like money, and who knows, maybe we can add like a little piggy bank for a tip jar. I've never used this item before. Now that the registers are finished, let's move on to the kitchen. Now since it is a pizza place, we're definitely gonna need an oven. So I'm thinking we should probably add 2 of these. And then we can add these trays around and also probably here in the center. And then we'll take a tray rack and put it at the end here. And then we can add a sink, and then we can place a fridge. And maybe we can add like this ingredient table. These can be like the toppings for the pizza. We can take cylinders and flatten them and make them pizzas. So we can have 2 pre-made pizzas. What do they look like before they're baked? Are they white? Let's do like a golden color. And then we'll take like structurals, and then we can pretend it's like cheese, because cheese is like white before it's baked, right? OMG, this pizza, I do not recommend coming to this Domino's. And then we'll take another cylinder and make it small, and these can be toppings. I literally feel like I'm playing Papa's Pizzeria. OMG, I promise. What is this? And then we can add some like flour underneath, maybe some on top, and then we can have some kind of around the pizza. Ooh, what if we add boxes in the trays? And then we can take this rubber mat for the kitchen so no one like slips and falls. And then we can definitely add some like jars here in the corner, maybe even like a spice carousel. Ooh, we definitely are gonna need some like oil. And then we can place like a napkin dispenser. Wait, don't they sell like drinks, like vending machines or something? These things, these. I honestly think the last thing we need is a big frame LEDs and also a place to put the menus. The build is finally complete, so let's take a tour. Here we have the exterior of the Domino's. I think the exterior came out really well. It looks just like the box. And I also added this delivery car because Domino's usually makes deliveries to where you're at. And then when you walk inside, this is the interior of the Domino's. On the right is a little dining room to have your little pizza. And then right next to it is the bathroom. We have the gentlemen's and the ladies. They are both exact same. And then once we leave the bathroom and go towards the registers, this is where you can order through the cashier or you can order on your own. And this is where you just kind of wait until your pizza gets done. And then if we go into the kitchen, which I surprisingly made an entrance to. And then you can see I made some custom pizzas along with some custom pizza boxes. Oh, I forgot a decal. Hold on. There we go. But yeah, this is what the kitchen looks like. I like how the kitchen came out. It's super cute, especially with the custom pizzas and whatnot. So if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like and subscribe. Voxel out.